How's it going, guys? It's been a long time now. It's been nearly a month, actually. For this video, what I wanted to do is I really just wanted to say what's been going on, how everything is with me, and I want to give you a couple of details about what's been going on and actually the process that happened whilst moving up here. For this video, I would really appreciate it if you could just ignore these flyaways. I've put water on them to put them away, but it's very hot right now. So let's continue with the video log. First thing I want to do is I would like to give even though she said not to, I would like to give a shout out to my best friend Jaffa, aka Naomi. If you would like to follow her on Twitter, it is Rivers2Oceans. There is no capitals, no spaces. Her name is Jaffa. My partner is also playing his games and talking to his friends at the moment. So if there's a lot of jump cuts, then that's because he's talking and I have to edit that out. So first thing I want to talk about is the process that happened whilst moving here. Oh my goodness, it was so hectic. It was unbelievable. Tuesday the 28th, I did that last video that I posted up. So Wednesday the 29th of February, I finished packing up all my stuff, and then I went over to my partner's house, old house, at around 7 o'clock, and then the truckers were still there moving all the stuff that they had in their house. So because, you know, there really wasn't much that I could do, I just kind of taped up a few more boxes, and then they were there until about 10 o'clock at night. And by then the whole house was empty. Up until then, I just kind of stayed with my partner and his grandparents' dog Max, and just kind of stayed with him in the room, just hung out with him and did some reading, just wrote my diary for a bit and things like that. About 10 o'clock at night, we decided we were going to have McDonald's for dinner. We had nothing in the house, no cutlery, nothing like that, so we went and had McDonald's for dinner. And then 12 o'clock came around, and we all decided that we were going to get up at 3 o'clock to, oh my goodness, those flyaways though. We decided that we were going to get up at about 3 o'clock to start driving up to the place that we were going to move. So we had no blankets, we didn't have a mattress. Everything moved up with the truck. From 12 to 3, we tried to sleep on the floor with a pillow each. Both my partner and I had a pillow, and it just didn't really work. You know, we tossed and turned on the floor, and it was really, really hard floor because there was concrete underneath. I know that I didn't sleep. I recall my partner snoring every now and then. But yeah, we got barely any sleep. It just wasn't good. My grandmother-in-law stayed up from 12 to 3 just kind of cleaning up the house because we still had some cleaning products left over. So she kind of stayed up cleaning the house, and then we got up at 3, my partner and I and my grandfather-in-law. We got up and we were like, okay, let's get going. But we still had some stuff that wasn't sent in the trucks up here. So we spent an hour and a half fitting it all into the car. In the end, I was in the back seat and my grandmother-in-law was in the back seat with me on my right side, and we just had stuff just piled up on top of us because there just wasn't enough room in the car to hold everything. You know what I mean? So 4:30, we're ready to go. Everything is finally packed. My partner has stuff where he's sitting as well, just piled on top of him. So we're ready to go, and then the car doesn't start. So our next door neighbour heard us trying to start the car continuously. He jump started the car. So we were off. So this is now Thursday the 30th of January. This is about 4:30 in the morning. And yeah, we started driving, and then I think I had a nap or two. Yeah, so we got to this place called Warhope, which is a suburb kind of next to Port Macquarie. And we got to that place at about 10 a.m. For a couple of months previously, we had already looked at houses to rent, because the story is that my partner's grandparents had decided to sell their house that they lived in, and they were like, let's move up to Port Macquarie and let's buy a house. So they sold their house completely. So basically we came up here to rent a house and then to buy a house. So previously we had talked to real estates to find a suitable house for the 4 of us, plus a dog, to stay in and rent while we were looking for a house to buy. Anyway, we got up here at 10 o'clock. It was about 10:30. Wauchope is not a very nice suburb. Wauchope is not a very comfortable, nice environment. I don't really like it at all. We looked at this house that we had decided, before we came up, we were like, yeah, let's rent that house. And we looked at it and it was just so run down. There were front shelter things for windows and they were falling off. My partner and his grandparents went into the house and it just smelled disgusting, and the walls were really thin, like plaster. There you go. Plaster, walls, and it just wasn't, we have standards, you know what I mean? Before we saw that house, actually, we had to wait about half an hour before we actually saw the house because they hadn't drawn up the application. Is that what it was? Even though they had weeks? Okay, so this company, this real estate agent, I won't say who it was, but they had weeks to draw up this application for us to see this house. They hadn't drawn it up yet, so we had to wait about half an hour before we were able to see it. Strike one. So saw the house, it was disgusting. So we went back and my pop-in-law, that's what I'm going to call him, my pop-in-law, went in and talked to the real estate, said no, this is not happening, this is not good enough, you wouldn't take your family to live in this house, that's not happening. One of the real estate agents, a woman, she was very nice, took us out to see another house. It was kind of out in the Wop-Wops, but it was still in Wauchope, so I guess we could have dealt with it. But it was a beautiful house, it was lovely, had this lovely room, this lovely sized kitchen. But then suddenly she turns around and she says, oh, the owner doesn't want any dogs, no pets, you're not allowed any pets. And then we go, well, we've been telling you for weeks that we have a dog. So why are you showing us this house when you know that we have a dog? So anyway, we went back. We went back to town. Mind you, we hadn't slept since the day before. On the Wednesday before, right, when I went to my partner's house and everyone was moving, yep. My partner and his grandparents had woken up at 7, 8 o'clock and they hadn't slept. I woke up at about 12 o'clock on Wednesday and I hadn't slept since then. I had these tiny little naps in the car. It's not really enough to be called sleep because you're not really recovering. So we're tired, we're all grumpy. So we found this nice little park. We're just going to go down to a table, and while they sort it out, I'm just going to do some crochet for my blanket. Me and my nan-in-law, we just sat, we just talked. So my partner and his pop were kind of calling around real estates, just giving them kind of specifics on what we were looking for in a rental house and just seeing if they have anything up for offer. And it took a while, but my partner found, a place that had a house in the town that we were hoping to live in, which was just so great. After about an hour or two, it was 2 o'clock when we left, and we still hadn't slept, mind you. We left and we drove out to Port Macquarie. It's about a 10-minute drive. So we found the house, which is the house that we're in now. But this guy's name was Nathan, and he was just really lovely. Completely understood our situation. It was a pretty horrible situation that we were in. And yeah, so when we pulled up to have a look at this house, because obviously, the standard things with rentals, you got to look at it and then apply and things like that, and you got to be accepted. We had a look at it, and there was another woman here that was looking at the house as well. But I think she kind of realized that we were kind of gonna get it because, Nathan kind of said, you guys are kind of priority, because we had planned to move into this house in Wauchope, this ugly house. That was the plan, to move straight into that house. We hadn't planned to look at any other places. So it really kind of turned into a bit of a shit fest, and I do have to give a lot of credit to my pop-in-law, because he drove from Sydney up to Port Macquarie and then drove us all around, and he was still going, so I do have to give him credit for that. All of us were just so tired and so grumpy. We had a dog in the car and he was really suffering with the heat. It was just so bad. So we had a look in this house. We really liked it. We put in our application. the real estate agent said, if you get this place, you can move in tomorrow, but you can't stay here tonight. So we all needed a place to stay and we had nowhere. So my partner looked around and eventually we went to this place called Flynn's Beach Resort. We'd stayed there previously a few years ago. We went there for a holiday and we bought up our caravan and it was just great. We had a great time. Good rates, they have a pool, it's great. So we went there and we were all just grumpy and tired. My pop-in-law went in and talked to them and told them our situation. And she just completely understood. And usually the rates were a bit more than we kind of were okay with. I think because we were grumpy, we were like, no man, we're not paying $150, a night. But because of our situation, and they really kind of understood, they were just like, no worries, you can stay here for like $95, it's fine. They said dog can't go in the cabin. We did bring the dog into the cabin just because he had really taken the move really harsh. He didn't take it good at all, so we brought him in. It was so hot. That's one of the things that I can't get over about this place. It's so hot. So yeah, we stayed with them, and then the next day we for some reason my partner and I had to fill out an application as well. I'm not really sure why. My pop-in-law is the only one, like it's in his name, but for some reason all of us had to fill out an application, and then we just moved straight into the house. Within a few hours we called the moving place and said, hey, found a place, meet us there, we'll unpack stuff. One of the things that I do have to tell you, which is really gross, Wednesday the 29th, when I went over to my partner's house and they were moving all the stuff into the trucks, I got dressed. Wednesday night and Thursday night until the Friday, I was wearing the same clothes. And the resort that we stayed in, Flynn's Beach Resort, we had a shower. We all had a shower, but we had to go into the same dirty clothes. And it was really gross. So anyway, we couldn't change until Friday. We found the right house and we're still in it now, and it's fine. We finally set up the computers. We bought 2 new tables, 2 new screens. We did need 2 new screens. So we're pretty comfortable now. My stuff that I packed up in boxes is in the garage at the moment. My grandparent in-laws have been looking at houses for sale because they'd like to live up here, and this is the house that they're going to live in for the rest of their lives. So they have been a bit picky, but it's for a good reason. Since we moved here, which has been nearly 4 weeks, I have been missing my parents a lot, and I have been missing my cat and my dog, Ginger and Batty. Especially recently. I am seeing them this weekend, which is so great. Friday morning 1 a.m. I'm going down to the city, and my best friend is coming up to the city, and we're going to a hotel, and then Saturday we're going to see The Lion King. It is so exciting. Both my best friend and I, we're going to go to my parents' place and have lunch, and then I'm going to see my pets again, my baby girl Ginger, and I'm just so excited to see the animals. I'm missing my parents a lot more than I thought I would, so I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing them. We're going to be having lunch with them on Sunday. And then for Anzac weekend, my partner and I will be going down to see them, so that is something else to really look forward to. It's been difficult kind of adjusting to living with my partner's grandparents. I guess kind of living with other people, it's been a little bit difficult adjusting to it. I'm used to kind of sitting in my room on the laptop, not kind of socializing with anyone, just staying in my room, sitting on my bed on the laptop and doing my own thing. But now that I live with my partner, it's really different. Just kind of waking up to someone every day and then just having them around you all the time. And I'm used to having my parents around me all the time, but I wouldn't really go out and see them a lot. It's been really difficult adjusting. Every now and then I do need a break. I do need a break just to kind of do my own thing. It was really, really difficult moving up here, and kind of more difficult with losing our pet. He was very old, but I guess it was, you know, not to sound selfish, but it was kind of harder for all of us, seeing as we like literally just moved up here, and we had to put him to sleep. So that was really difficult for us. We're not fully recovered yet. It's going to take a long time before we're all fully recovered. Probably never will recover, but you know, there's a point where you've got to move on, and I think that it's going to be a long time before that happens for all of us. What I want to do is I want to upload this vlog, and then I have a Hobbit book review that I really need to edit and upload, so I will do that. And I do have future plans for series and things like that. I'm actually planning a series. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but I will be planning it. It's in the making. So anyway, I'm going to head off. This was just a video to keep you updated on what's been going on. I finally have the internet, so that's how the move went. I'm going to head off now. Any voices that you have heard in this video is because of that one there. He's been playing his games. Stay safe, keep reading, and I will see you in my next video.